In various parts of the UK. We're based here in Cambridge, and if you're wondering why we're in Cambridge with our weather presenter Clare Nasir, it's because Cambridge was the place where that record temperature was broken a few years ago, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. And I think the strange thing now is records are being broken every single year. And this heat wave is the second of this summer so far. We're only in the middle of the summer, and we're seeing nationwide temperatures in excess of 30 degrees Celsius.
A little bit, hasn't it? But is this something, we'll talk later in the programme about climate change and sort of what the future looks like. In terms of the immediate future, tomorrow is actually going to be, for many places, hotter than today.
It's unbelievable, Dan. Tomorrow we're expecting temperatures to reach 40 degrees Celsius in one or two spots. And this is something climate scientists said just 5 years ago would happen in the 2030s, 2040s, 2050s. It's happening tomorrow. And the reason why, we're inheriting air from the near continent, which is incredibly oppressive right now. So yes, the mercury is going to literally spike above 40 in one or two places. And computer models have been very consistent with this over the last 10 days. But this is the first time I've seen such a trend in my forecasting history over 25 odd years.
OK, well, Claire's going to be with us throughout the programme, and also you've got some live weather for us later on as well.
So that extreme heat warning remains in force right the way through tomorrow until midnight. And the biggest part of the story is the temperatures overnight. It's going to be an oppressive one. Hot and humid and very uncomfortable wherever you are. Dry, clear skies. However, temperatures holding around 18 Celsius for Fort William, Western Scotland, 19 further south, and across England and Wales, we're expecting temperatures to dip no lower than 22, 23 degrees Celsius. So what that means for tomorrow, it's going to be even hotter than today, particularly across central and eastern areas of the country, with a few showers possible, eastern Scotland first thing, and more showers moving in with the risk of thunder across Irish Sea coasts. More cloud and rain then arrives across the Western Isles. But wherever you are, away from these sort of western peripheries, strong sunshine. Really take care in that heat, as temperatures could be a couple of degrees higher than today. So here are your temperatures through tomorrow afternoon, peaking around 3 p.m, up to 40 degrees Celsius across the far southeast. And your outlook for the next few days, freshening up from the west with the chance of thunderstorms moving their way towards the east on Wednesday. But we do hang on to the heat there, and then much fresher all round on Thursday. So some good news if you do suffer from hay fever. We're coming to the end of the grass pollen season, and levels will be low to moderate as we head through to tomorrow. In fact, that's how we see Wednesday as well, as showers move in from the west, so cooler conditions midweek and some lower levels of grass pollen.
Weather ridiculous. And where on earth does it come from, Claire?
Oh my goodness. Well, we've heard in the news about Iberia. The temperatures there reached 47 degrees Celsius, but a red alert currently across the western side of France. Vigilance Rouge, I believe they call it. And it's that heat that is slowly wafting its way across the UK and will continue to do so. So we're talking not only about high heat, but also high levels of pollution as well, particularly low levels of ozone, which cause breathing difficulties. But that heat is even wafting further north. So for Scandinavia, Sweden, we're expecting temperatures of 38 degrees Celsius,
wow,
much further north than Scotland. So yes, this is crazy times for Western Europe.
And talking to quite a few people around the pool today, not talking just about today, but how they feel about the future, it seems that we are beginning to get our head around the fact that this is something we're going to have to get used to. Is that the case? Yeah,
absolutely. And I think we're seeing these records being broken time after time. And we are adapting to it, certainly we are. But these type of heat waves, they do cause really big impacts on health as well as infrastructure. So really it's future-proofing. That's what we need to do. But it's planting trees, it's greening our urban areas so people have some respite. It also lowers costs when it comes to heating bills, etc., air conditioning. So all these things, they're called soft solutions to adaptation, and it's almost like a no-brainer, Dan, really, isn't it? Of course, grass and green spaces are going to be much better than concrete and hard roofs.
Okay, you can't go home yet because you're going to come back at the end of the programme when we go through some of the phone comments as well today. And you listen, Claire, to some of those messages, and you've been talking a lot in recent weeks about this extreme heat and the fact we've got to get used to it. Do you feel that there is a message getting through to some people? Absolutely,
and I think we're all feeling the message today. Today, the nation has felt on the front line of climate change. It's something we've been talking about. We see it in headline news around the world, but when you feel it, when you're stuck on that motorway, stuck in that train which has no air conditioning, can't get from A to B, and maybe one of your relatives is sick because of the heat stress, heat stroke, all these things become very, very real. So it's not about believing in climate change anymore. It's a reality. We're in clear and present danger. The science is out there. It's now how to adapt, how to cope with it, and how to future-proof our future for next generation, for the kids, our grandkids, etc. And there's loads of things we can do. We can all be empowered by this message.
Claire, it's always a pleasure. Thank you very much. Nice to see you live as well. We should have you live in the studio some days. Thank you very much. Well, what a day.
So the UK remains under red alert across central parts of England, where temperatures tomorrow are going to be even higher than today. In fact, through this evening overnight, it's an oppressive night, very uncomfortable, high humidity and temperatures not dipping very far, very fast. Dry everywhere with some clearer skies. Even so, look at these temperatures. 18 degrees Celsius likely across the western side of Scotland, as high as we normally expect during the day. And across England and Wales, we could see a 22, 23 Celsius. So that leads into a hot and sweaty start to Tuesday. Now, through Tuesday morning, fine for most with some sunshine. We could see more in the way of cloud across eastern and central parts of Scotland. Even here, a shower. Most places, though, will be dry until later on. Showers will gather across the Irish sea coast down towards the West Country, with the risk of thunder through the latter part of the day, and some rain reserved for the far west of Scotland. But this is really the story. Look at these temperatures. Unprecedented temperatures across much of England. We're expected to see values around 38 to 40 degrees Celsius. That really is an extreme day. Take care if you're going out. Do not exert yourself. And the good news then, as we head through to Wednesday, showers will migrate their way eastwards. Still the risk of thunder here. We hang on to the heat across eastern parts, but not as high as Tuesday. Even so, there will be some sunshine around. And then look at the bigger picture through the latter part of the week. The greens migrate in from the west, and what that means, yes, you'll see some showers. Temperatures not as high, but still pleasantly warm. Values coming in around 18 to 25 degrees Celsius. So some good news if you do suffer from hay fever. We're coming to the end of the grass pollen season, and levels will be low to moderate as we head through to tomorrow. In fact, that's how we see Wednesday as well, as showers move in from the west, so cooler conditions midweek and some lower levels of grass pollen.